Good morning. Today we'll be studying about the topic a smart dental health IoT platform. Now for the table of contents. So we start off with the introduction, then we go into the smart in-home dentist system, then there's the intelligent dental diagnosis, the system integration and prototype implementation, the conclusion, and then finally the references. For the introduction, smart home-centric dental solutions can be built to make treatment before getting illness a reality. Effective connection between patients and dental doctors. Deep learning have also been applied in medical image analysis. The proposed system builds in-home dental healthcare solution. Patients can choose medical resources online and receive an appointment for medical treatment via smart dental screening. So what does this points imply? Okay. So what do these points imply? Let's just think about that for a second. Now, as we know, with the emergence of IoT-based healthcare services around the globe, it's an effective and a viable solution if we can build a smart dental IoT platform also, so that there can be a surface diagnosis for patients from the comfort of their own home. So as you must have read these points by now, we can explain it a bit now. What does this imply? I had asked before. So let's just say you have a mobile device, and that device can take pictures of your teeth, or you have a small machine that takes pictures of your teeth, feeds it to a software, and that software tells you what disease you have. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but it will for surely give you a surface diagnosis, connect you with the nearest dentist, and also help you buy the products that is needed in order to treat that disease. Now, for sure you have to see a dentist before buying the medicines, because you need a prescription for that. Now, basically that is what we have asked, or what we have planned to do here, as we can see. Now for the early history. Now, history of dentistry started way before, like about 2000 BC. That is what we think. It might even be way before that. So at 2000 BC is what the history of dentistry starts. It starts off with ancient Egyptians using shells and ivory to replace missing teeth, and for about 600 BC the Mayan dental implants, that is false teeth made from shells, were started to get implanted to the lower jaw. Then comes the Roman Empire, the Roman empires and the Roman dental work. Everything starts off with the 100 to 200 AD. Of course, that's where the actual changes begin, because Romans did make the biggest changes. Now, for the 19th and 20th century, X-ray was discovered by Roentgen. Now, why is that important in dentistry? Because as of now, most of the internal problems in our teeth is found by small X-ray devices that is portable. Okay, so yes, it is important in dentistry too. We can see that Dr. Valkov had the first dental radiograph. He did it first. Dr. Kells, first intraoral dental radiograph. 1934, we can see that the first panoramic radiograph was taken. In 1951, Dr. Brainmark is an orthopedic surgeon, not a dentist, discovers that titanium can fuse to the bone. Now, That is important because, as we can see, in 1965 titanium roots started to get implanted into patients. By roots I mean tooth roots, dental teeth roots. Our teeth has roots. You can learn about that more from Google. Yeah. In 1981, Schrodger and Lederman introduced TI plasma spray (TPS). In 1987, digital radiography launched in Europe by Trophy and Sony for CCD chips. In 1990s, CBCT introduced in dentistry, or for implantation techniques were introduced. Now for the 21st century. In 2006, monolithic lithium disilicates started to get used in ceramics. In 2009, monolithic zirconium replaces the former monolithic lithium disilicate, and we all might be familiar with Sony. Sony is is a dental instrumentation company. It's extremely famous. It's extremely good. So they introduced the Sony Cam 2. That is, we can see even like from the dentist's point of view and from the patient's point of view, doctors and patients could view the screen and understand the issues in a 105-degree angle, inside the mouth. We could see it. In 2011, Thurman Medical introduces hydrophilic surfaces which can speed early osseointegration. In 2012, development of better sensors, improved software and research for non-ionizing radiation is introduced. And in 2013, nanoceramics got introduced. And 2018, IOT makes its appearance in dental field. That is where our job starts, IoT, Internet of Things, And 2022, now Pearly, it's called as the world's first AI trained by dentists, was launched. And there's tooth scan, calibrate tooth, smart toothbrushes, smart implants, etc., etc., etc. A lot of things were introduced by 2022. For our first part, after the introduction, smart in-home dentist systems. Right? Now, take a moment to read the point here. It's a promising trend in healthcare is to move routine medical checks and other healthcare services from hospital-centric to home-centric, through which patients can get seamless health care at any time in a comfortable home environment. Now, think about what that means. So basically, it's exactly as we had discussed during the introduction. It's like it's showing, or it's suggesting a way that healthcare routines and checkups can be moved from the hectic schedule of hospital centric, that you have to wait in lines, you have to take appointments, etc., etc., to home centric, that is the surface diagnosis, the small diseases, the small dental problems can be completely diagnosed from home, so that we, at whatever time we feel comfortable or we see fit, can get diagnosis easily from home itself through that small IoT device. So that is what a smart in-home dentist system suggests, and this would help us get timely diagnosis and timely treatment. Now let's just start off with the architecture, shall we? So as we can see extremely clearly in this flow chart of sorts, this is what it means. So there are three levels, that is the dental medical service layer, the smart dental service layer, and the dental image data acquisition layer, and we can see that all three layers are connected. Now each data is shared between these layers. You see, first we capture the image, it's given to the mobile terminal, the terminal gives it to a smart dental service layer, which uses deep learning to diagnose the problem, to attain and to identify the problem, and then it lets us know and lets the medical service layer know and gives us a registered doctor's contact to contact, so that our appointment process and treatment process can be taken further. As we can see here, there's something called group purchase e-mall services. What does that mean? It's not a big deal, it's more like Alibaba, Amazon, etc. It suggests what medicines or what toothpaste you could use for better uh, results. Now for the apps on the mobile. As we can see in the flowchart again, there's a front end, there's an API, there's a server and service, there's a third party, there's the Alipay, WeChat, SMS login, database, and finally the database. So take a look at this flowchart. It's fairly self-explanatory, I believe. It's basically the same thing that I've told in the previous slide. It's very simple. Okay, I believe you have taken a look at the flowchart. So let's go to the next slide. And this is the flowchart for the entire thing, the entire product. This I can explain in case you can't follow it properly. So as we can see, there are three levels. There's a client, service platform, and the doctor. So naturally it starts off from the client because the client has the IoT device. So it captures the dental image, it uploads to the service platform, the AI analyzes it, generates the medical advice, take medication. If yes, it recommends nearby clinics or doctors according to the patient's location. If no, it keeps the image recorded and then it ends the process. But if it's yes, after the recommendation of the nearby clinics or doctors, it asks you to select the recommended clinics or doctors, after which you do. It generates a reservation order. If the doctor takes the order, if it's yes, generate a valid reservation order. It gives you the completed appointment and the proof of the reservation. If it's no, if the doctor gives no, it reschedules the appointment, generates a new reservation order, asks you if you agree or not. If you agree, it completes the appointment in the rescheduled time. If it's no, the appointment is a failure, and after that it ends. Yes, quite simple to say but quite hard to implement. Now for the intelligent hardware, we have a small block diagram of sorts here. This would be the hardware for the IoT device. Let's put in our mouth, take the picture. As we can see, this too is completely self-explanatory. There's a CMOS image sensor that takes the photos. As you can see here, it's connected to Wi-Fi, a gyroscope, and a battery. It's quite simple. Yes, I hope you've read the block diagram. Shall we move forward with it? I hope so. Now, system flow and data acquisition. So this is the system flow on how it actually works inside. The sample images are taken. The image is enhanced, color texture matching is done, classification of disease cause localization is done, artificial secondary filtration and database building is done, mask RCNN model is taken for training. Why is mask RCNN taken? Is a very good question. The reason is that mask RCNN is way more effective and identifies way more detail, and it's the newest one out there, so naturally it's the best. And then there's the dentistry identification model. The images to be tested is given there, and dentistry identification results. There you go, that's it. Now moving on to the next one. Build sample set. Now a data set is an utmost requirement for a deep learning device or an IoT device. Why is that? How else would a device, a machine, identify what the problem is unless it's trained to do so? It's not human, it's not a doctor, it's not nothing. After all, a machine works according to our fancy. We tell it what to do, it does it. If we don't, it can't. So first step in doing that is building a data set. So what we do is we collect samples, we collect images as much as we can. We enhance it, we keep it with us, all this stuff, we need it. Now the model training. Now what do we do with the dataset? We use the dataset to train. That is 70% of the dataset is used to train the IoT model and 30% is used to test its accuracy. So as I told you, there are many types of neural networks. This RCNN, faster RCNN, and mask RCNN. What we use here is a mask RCNN network. It's way better. It uses way more functions and it's way more accurate. Yes. This too is a continuation of the model training. This is the results of the test. As you can see, after 70% is used to train the model and the 30% is given to test it. And we can observe that our machine, coded machine, gives out results such as these: decayed tooth, decayed tooth, decayed tooth, minor caries, deep caries, dental plaque. These are some examples. Yes, basically anything that can be identified from an image can be identified by this machine. Now this is about mask RCNN. Now I've given you a basic overview of mask RCNN, and this just adds to it. It's something you can read right now. Now, if you guys are a bit confused, I can tell you what a convolutional neural network is. A convolutional neural network is a type of artificial neural network used in image recognition and processing that is optimized to process pixel data. In a more complex situation with multiple objects in an image, a simple convolutional neural network isn't optimal. For that situations, we use mask RCNN. Now you get me, right? Now, the reason for that is that mask RCNN is extremely accurate. It is built up on all previous types of CNNs. Anywhere those CNNs fell short, mask RCNN is designed to not. It rhymes, yeah. So I believe you've read this, and from my explanation, I hope you have a basic idea and understanding on how neural networks work. It's a very important part. Now, inference. Naturally, good results are achieved by mask RCNN under challenging conditions such as Resection of saliva, tooth gap, etc. Mascara CNN is trained and uh, it can accurately identify between a little cavity and a tooth gap. It's that good, yes. Now, this is the system implementation. Okay, as you can see here, I hope you have looked at the image, looked at the diagram of the prototype model. So you can see here that there's a sensor module and LEDs, there's a key, a processing chip, a memory chip, and a Wi-Fi module. Now what is the main advantage of this? The main advantage of this design is that the width is 5.5 millimeter, thickness is 4 millimeter, and hence it can fit both inside adults or children's mouth. And its focus ranges from 1 centimeter to 6.5 centimeter, which can help adjust the light automatically to the oral environment. And basically the entire thing costs less than $15 to make. So yeah, this would be extremely cost effective and efficient. Now, it is highly sensitive and highly specific. Do we understand what that is? Now, as we already know what sensitivity is, it's basically the the accuracy or the ability of it to identify and a disease as positive. That is, how do I put this, it is the ability of the IOT device to give a true positive, that is, yes, this person is suffering from a disease, right? Now what's called specificity is the complete opposite of sensitivity. That is, it is the amount of accuracy through which a device can give off true negatives. Get me? True negatives. That is, it can tell you accurately that no, this person does not suffer from this disease also. So it's like true negative. Yeah, so it has both high sensitivity and high specificity. So what does that mean? It means that about 97% of the true positives are actually people suffering from diseases, and 97% of the true negatives are actual people not suffering from the diseases. Yes. Now for the next point. Now, system integration testing. What does that mean? Basically, as you can see, there are two sides to it. It's a client side and there's a doctor side. Now we have discussed some part of these in the plot diagram that we just saw a little before. So what does this specify? How I've told this before, it's basically a client side app is a place where the users, the patients log in, have to register information, set up a network connection, parameters, etc. etc. The photos uploaded, the photos taken, everything happens in the client side. The client side is basically the place where the patient, can do his part of the surface diagnosis, take the photo, upload the photo, see what disease it is. And the doctor side is like a app that's with the dentist. What happens here is that the details of the client side is taken and the nearest dentist is found and it's provided to the dentist, like can we take an appointment at this time, can we do this, is an appointment okay for you today or tomorrow, etc. And the basic diagnosis is also given to him to make his job easier. So it's a place where the doctor can accept, not accept, etc. Basically the flow diagram, it's the second part, the doctor side app. So if he accepts the uh, reservations taken up on it and the appointment is done and you meet with the doctor, you get treated, etc. That's what this means. Now this is the diagnostic efficiency. Now what is said here is basically using this thing can save up to 25 to 30 minutes of diagnostic time. Where did we get this 25 to 30 minutes? We got this from 100 different dental clinics, and to see how long it is consumed during the waiting time and the preliminary checking time, etc. etc. So this is the average. So this helps you save about that much time in diagnosis, so that you already know and the doctor already knows what exactly you suffer from. He just has to make sure that it is in fact that which is you are suffering from and not something else, because you can't 100% trust machines, can you? No, you can't. So basically this is that. And the patient can also acquire relevant information which he can understand through said platform, as the surface diagnosis is given to him and the surface diagnosis is taken and the information is provided to both the doctor and the patient. Now for the discussion part. I hope you have read it. So, what does oral disease prevention actually mean? It's self-explanatory. It just means to prevent your oral disease. Now, the iHome Smart Dental Health IoT system, it provides users with a convenient platform for self-examination. Get me? To be more specific with it, the dental diseases of users can be detected and prevented early with the help of artificial intelligence analysis, as well as raising individual awareness to tooth protection. Get me? And the second thing is the intelligent analysis. The proposed iHome Smart Dental Health IoT system performs AI analysis on dental images using deep learning algorithm, which can quickly and effectively detect tooth diseases, thereby providing a diagnostic basis for dentists and saving the treatment time. So basically it helps both you and the dentist, because the dentist saves the time of explaining what exactly you suffer from, how exactly you suffer from it, thanks to the AI. And then the remote medical service, right? The interactive platform of iHome Smart Dental Health IoT system makes a direct appointment to the nearest dentist and prompts them to medical treatment in a low price and time saving manner. So it sees your location, it finds your nearest dentist, check his uh, reviews and makes an appointment for you. Basically does all the job you have to do. Yeah, saving time. Now let's go towards the conclusion of stuff. Right. So this basically says everything else said in a shorter manner. Naturally, that's why it's called conclusion, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So Smart Hyome's dental health IoT system optimizes the accessibility of dental treatment and provides home-based dental healthcare services more efficiently. The train model was used to realize the detection and classification of dental diseases. Application software on a mobile terminal was designed for client side and dental side. So, what does this mean? Basically, it just means that iHome Smart Dental IoT system, it optimizes the accessibility we have towards things, towards resources. It helps us find nearby dentists, it helps us find what's wrong with our teeth, and it helps us tackle the problems in an effective manner. So let's just say, for an example, you start off with a small tooth decay, you don't notice it, right? What happens is that as long as you don't notice it, you don't really give a care about your teeth or anything, right? So you continue your careless ways. The tooth decay gets bigger until it becomes a small cavity, and from a small cavity there's no going back, is there? No. Once you get a small cavity, the cavity is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But what if, let's just say, you find out that you have a small dental problem at the start? It can completely be eradicated by properly brushing your teeth or taking care of that particular area, right? Now that is basically what it says here at the first point. So it actually helps you in a long term. It saves you money, and it helps you remember that you have to take care of your teeth, or you're gonna get cavities. Worse off, you might even get a root canal. That would be wonderful. Yeah. Now the training I've explained in detail what training is, how it works, and what a mask RCN is. If you have any more queries, you can actually Google it. It's explained beautifully in Google. You can learn about it. The deep learning, the image processing area is an outstanding field, and if any of you can get into the coding part and things like that, your future is going to be wonderful. So yeah, now the application software on the mobile terminal is designed for client side and dental side. It's basically the point we've been talking about the most. There's two sides to it, the client side and the dental side. The client can access data about himself, what disease he is suffering from, what the issue is, preliminary diagnosis, preliminary treatment, etc., etc., etc. The doctor gets the diagnosis report. The client and the doctor can book an appointment through the apps. It makes it completely more easier and efficient, and the client can get it treated as soon as possible so that it does not develop into something bigger and something nastier. Yes. Now for the references. If you have any doubts about any of the areas that I've covered, I've told about, I've spoken about in this short lecture, you can refer to my main references. The first reference is the main paper that I used to refer. It's a beautiful paper. Give it a read if you guys have time, and just note down the rest. This is the continuation, as we can see, the history of dental implants, if you guys are interested in that. It's kind of interesting actually. Give it a read. It's very interesting, the history of stuff. Okay, I hope you've read or screenshotted or noted down these and the other references. The final references. Oh yes, about this. While choosing the processor, be careful. Like, research what you need, how much money you need to spend. Don't get wasteful on it if you're planning on making something. So this was my session on a smart dental health IoT platform. Yeah, if you have any doubts, uh, contact me, but better than contacting me would be googling about it, because Google has the answers to everything. I believe Google can explain it better than I have. Not about the topic, about any of the doubts that you have. Yes, uh, and if any of you are interested in convolution neural networks, go forward with it. It's an amazing field, an amazing technology, and if any of you can learn how to write deep learning Python codes, that would be great too for you, I mean. So yeah, I hope that everything is clear to you and you've understood something, at least maybe 50% of what I've said. uh, that would be more than enough. Yeah, and so I wish you all the best for the upcoming lectures, and hope you guys can finish this MOOC course properly. uh, yeah, so that's that. Thank you. Thank you, and see you guys later. All right, bye bye.